Hello, I'm Tripwyre and welcome back to my playthrough of Demon's Souls for the PlayStation 5. Very excited to get back into this. What we have awaiting us is the boss of the tutorial, I believe. Right through this second fog door. And the boss of this is no joke. I've only ever successfully killed him once, I believe. And then on some subsequent characters I've skipped this tutorial section. But you're supposed to die to him, like it's even if you've played a lot of Souls games like I have, you're not used to a new boss, and I didn't know like his moveset, I didn't know how far his swipes reached, you know, just stuff like that. And he's very strong. You actually encounter another demon of this kind later in the game, and it's not so bad. But at this point in the game, you're the weakest, and he's pretty strong. He's very tanky, and you got to be careful for a long time to beat him. So I might die. Disclaimer: I might die. It's likely to happen, like pretty likely. But here we are. Here is the boss of the tutorial. He looks very cool. Okay, I pressed dodge like a fraction of a second too late. I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. That's hilarious. Oof. I really wanted to show off what comes after him. I did a bad job.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Hey, look, it's me. He's like, ah, I have brought great shame.
This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not quit the Nexus, but the 5 archstones will guide thee to the outer lands.
You have died, and the Nexus has imprisoned your soul. You cannot escape the Nexus. However, by capturing demon souls, you can reclaim your corporeal body. So, one thing you'll notice is in the upper left, my HP is cut in half. So, I'm in soul form because I died, and I have less HP now. There are consumable items, similar to humanity in Dark Souls 1, that will allow me to turn back into my human form and, you know, give me my health back. But you also automatically revert from soul to human form after you kill a boss. So, if you're confident enough, you can go through a level in soul form, and if you kill the boss at the end of it, you'll get your human form back anyway for free, without the consumable. Another thing you might notice is I fucking sucked back there. I'm sorry. I really wanted to show off the area after the Vanguard Demon. It's really not that special. Basically, if you beat the Vanguard Demon, you get access to like just a cool hallway behind where he was, and you get to pick up a few consumable soul items, the upgrade materials to get your weapon of choice to +1, and then you take a scripted death to the Dragon God, I believe, and then you just wake up here anyway. And you can tell that the death was fine or scripted because it's immediately followed up by a cutscene, and you're like, hey, here I am now. So this is the Nexus. It's going to be your Firelink Shrine equivalent. So when you die, you come back here. Your soul is trapped by the Nexus. Lore-wise, the entire world has been ravaged, and the fabric of reality is weak. It needs to be held together by an NPC here in the Nexus, and because of what's been happening to the world, it's not possible to walk from one world, like one area, one town, whatever you want to call it, to another. So you come back to the Nexus and you use the Archstones to warp to them directly. Like you can't, lore-wise, go from where this one leads to where that one leads on foot. It's not possible. And the only reason we were able to get to the world like we did was through that fissure, because somebody opened it for us. So in any case, this area is very confusing when you first start playing. It's very large. It goes up and up, and you might notice that the woman who just woke us up, who is known as the Maiden in Black, isn't here anymore, which is a bummer because she is the NPC you level up at. And you may be disheartened to know that you actually have to beat the first boss of the game before you're able to level up at all. And so we are in soul form, right? We have half health. We have not been able to level up. And we have to jump right into one of the levels. First, we can talk to this guy who is Crestfallen Warrior, the first.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Hunting for demons? Try one of the Archstones.
Okay.
Go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Boletaria?
Yeah. So over here we've got Stockpile.
I'm Stockpile Thomas.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
When the scourge came, I didn't know what hit me. When I came to, I found myself here in this nexus. My wife and daughter fell victim to the demons, but I would be worthless in battle. At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
So he's what his name says, Stockpile. He's just your storage. So you can just swap between what he's storing for you and what you've got. You can store with him almost any item, and which is good because
Best of luck to you.
in this game you have two different types of burden. In Dark Souls games, you're burdened only by what you're wearing. In this game, you've got equip burden, as you can see in the upper right here right now. And if I tab over to my inventory, you've got item burden. So equip burden influences whether your mobility, how quick your dodge roll works, and in the item burden, you just don't want to be overburdened, like normally just by item weight, because then you can't move. So you can store excess shit with Stockpile Thomas and a nice QOL. Well, I don't know why I started abbreviating that. Quality of life, QOL, yeah. Update for the remake is that you can send stuff directly from your inventory into storage if you want, like just by doing this. Like I'd store this consumable soul if I wanted to right from here or from any level. Here's the blacksmith.
You new here? Are you here for my services? The name's Baldwin. I'm just an ordinary blacksmith. It's simple. Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons. Or forge the ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, eh?
True. So, you can buy some things from him. Some basic weapons, shield, some arrows. Cracked Stone Eye restricts health recovery temporarily. Oh, and just like in the Souls games you're used to, you can look at item descriptions for more. A mystical stone that inhibits health recovery. Throwing it produces a large aura. So this is for PvP. This is a consumable that you can use to restore some durability of what you're wielding. This is a consumable that restores mana. And this is just broken down by category. So
No interest, eh?
shut up, Baldwin. So I'm not going to go through and read every item description, but I encourage you to read stuff if you're playing through it and you care at all about the game and the lore and what's going on here. So I've got the Nexial Binding, which is the equivalent to the Dark Sign. Mark of those imprisoned by the Nexus, the bearer of the seal is bound to the Nexus, never to be free, even in death. When the body is lost, the soul remains trapped. Nexial Binding returns the servant to the Nexus, but alas, without any souls collected. So you forfeit whatever souls you've got, but you get a free teleport back here if you need it. Just like the Dark Sign. Alright, so no reason to dilly-dally around the Nexus any longer. It's time to get into the first level. Gates of Boletaria. Pay attention here to how long the load time is. That's it. It's done loading. There's a cutscene, but if you load in again, it'll it takes the same amount of time minus playing this cutscene. Also, I could skip it, but I'm gonna let you watch it. Mouthful of corpses. Lovely. Cool. So, this is the Gates of Boletaria, the first level. Just looks incredible. Crazy. So immediately turn around if you want this item over here. I don't remember what it is. Okay, some late moon grass. Alright, that's already in the right spot. Just like in Dark Souls 1, the original, not the remaster, consumables you pick up auto-equip themselves into your hotbar if there is empty space. So here we are. You're going to get your first taste of outside of tutorial combat with some Dreglings. Go ahead and get a backstab going on this one. And then on this one, we're going to bait the sprint. Okay. Somehow, he wasn't close enough for me to, like, reflect his attack with my shield. That's weird. So I'm not going to go out of my way to pick up every single item in the game, but I'm definitely going to pick up most of them. Because I don't want to miss anything cool or useful. I didn't have my shield ready to go for that. I'm dumb. Alright, I mistimed it ever so slightly. Which is a shame. The buckler is actually the easiest shield to parry with, or one of the easiest types. That shouldn't have happened. Consumable soul item. Right off the bat, there's a side path with a closed gate, and it has no prompt. A lot of the time, you'll come across locked doors, and it'll say open. And when you press open, it'll say it's locked. This has no prompt, which will lead you as a new player to believe that there's no way in there, but there actually is. But we can talk about that later. It's a much deeper discussion. We're gonna keep ascending these steps. Go ahead and stab. Do some stabbing. Now, so let's talk about my least favorite thing about this game. Before we get too far, my least favorite thing about this game is there is no poise for the player specifically. Any attack, no matter how small, if it hits you, will stagger you and interrupt you. And this is very frustrating because it doesn't matter what armor you're wearing. You can be wearing the tankiest armor in the game and you're still going to get staggered. However, enemies cannot always be interrupted with your attacks, which is just annoying because it's not even. It's not fair. It doesn't feel fair. But that's the way it is. So you got to be extra careful in this game compared to what you're used to. You can't tank hits because of your armor. Alright, so immediately we have an enormous gate right in front of us that we cannot go through, and a closed gate over there, and a closed gate here, so we just got to go around the corner. Where we're going to find 3 enemies, 2 Dreglings and a soldier. That one will just fall into the pit and die. The 2 you can just kill. That one doesn't always fall into the pit, but pretty often he does. Depends on his pathing. So we get some more healing items. And this is very tempting looking. And I guarantee every new player has done this at some point. I sure as shit did this. Not on my first time through the area, but on one of them I was like, well, maybe it means that you'll be surviving the fall, right? It's like all these glowy things. It looks so inviting. Don't do it. Don't jump down here. It's an insta-death. There's a kill plane. But it is a cool teaser of an area you can't get to for quite some time. And it ties in to that gate over there. And this gallows area below us. You can't access either of these until certain criteria are met, and this is just to look down to that area. Little teaser. Little teaser. It's a Souls game, so you got to expect danger around every corner. Check your corners. Make Captain Soap McTavish proud. Make Captain Price proud. This is a pretty common thing in Souls games, and this was the first Souls game, so there's a lot of these items that are like quote-unquote hidden, but you're going to see the item glow. So, firebombs, and also, because it's a FromSoft game, it's really well designed. So the map layout is really good, the shortcuts you unlock are really well placed and useful and well thought out, And also the items you pick up in the level give you hints as to what is to come in the boss fights. So you can get a lot of fire bombs in this level, so it's a good hint that the boss is weak to fire. And it is. Let's use a little bit of magic, shall we? I've been ignoring the magics, and they are super overpowered, so... Later, nerds. We have recharging MP, so why not? This is another thing I noticed right off the bat when I started my first playthrough. This guy up here, there's a firebomb. And just, I love the sound effects in this game. The remake had completely remade sound effects for it as well. You know, high fidelity audio, and they're just like punchier. The impact of them is really excellent. It just sounds so good. And also, a really cool thing you can't notice from watching, but if you play it, the controller feedback is excellent on the DualSense controller. And one thing that they added, which I think is a great touch, is whenever there's an imminent threat to you flying through the air, like a firebomb, not whenever, but for certain ones, like a firebomb, you can feel it in the controller. So I can actually feel slight vibrations right, like from the moment he winds up his throw, as a warning. So from the moment he winds up his throw to impact, I actually feel that in my controller, which is, I think, a really cool touch. We are going to kill him now. Okay, bye. So we're going to keep coming up here, and there's going to be a Dregling waiting for us. We're just going to fry him. We got another firebomb guy up here. And then up this next staircase is a little bit nasty. You can see a soldier way up there, and you know this is the right way. I don't know if you just heard that. There's a guy above us who's going to throw more firebombs down at you. So if you rush it, you might walk right into that. I didn't dodge quite in time. The dodge timing is a little bit different from what you'd expect from playing a lot of Dark Souls. I think that for me, this game was the hardest to get used to the timings of enemy attacks and dodges and stuff like on. But having played so much of the other games, it was also the easiest game because it is about half the length, I'd say, of playing through like Dark Souls for the first time. And the bosses just aren't complicated, so if you learn their moveset, you can kill them. So I thought this game was a little disappointingly easy, but given that it was their first one, kind of have to give them a pass on it, you know? Alright, so we'll take those guys out. The pine resin applies fire damage to your right-hand weapon. Again, items hinting that the fire damage is going to come in useful at the end of this level. So now we're on the outside, looking down at where we just were, in that area. There's the gallows. More grass. More grass. Lots of grass. And a very familiar looking type of thing here. Oh, look, a giant boulder. Don't want to get by that. It actually does unlock access to this item, though. It's the Bastard Sword. So we're not going to be using the Bastard Sword. As you can see here, the Bastard Sword requires 18 strength, and we're not doing a strength build. We're doing dexterity and magic build, so go ahead and send that to storage just so it's not weighing us down. Same thing with the other shit we've picked up. Alright, that's it so far. Let's run back around and head up the steps and confront the asshole who pushed that boulder down at us. What a dick. Now, if you don't just shoot spells up at this guy and run up to him, be careful because you're going to get shot at by this archer right there. You're going to hit him, and you might take a bolt to the back, so just be aware of that guy. And over here, we've got another archer and a spearman. The spearmen are a pain, because in a lot of cases they can block your attack while dishing out their own attack at the same time. As can the blue eye and red eye knights, so just look out for that. Now, this isn't the way we want to go, but I just wanted to show if you come further this way at the end. There's a Red Eye Knight. Red Eye Knights are stronger than Blue Eye Knights, and at this point in time, that guy is going to be quite the challenge for us. We're not going to mess with him. and all it leads to is an item in the corner and a door we can't open anyway. So we're just not gonna deal with it right now. The correct way is, in fact, the other direction. So over here we get our first non-tutorial Blue Eye Knight, but we can dispatch him just the same way we did. We can just hit him with spells until his guard breaks. I accidentally let him aggro me before my first spell hit, otherwise that would have been faster. So we've got a fog door here, which is the correct way forward, but first we're going to go all the way down to the other end and unlock our first shortcut. There's an item here. And then, so yeah, 6 more firebombs. So the level has just straight up given us 11 firebombs. Definitely hang on to those. So carefully make your way down, and be careful of that. The fire effects always look cool in this game, but they don't always hurt you after they happen. That one will. When one of the exploding barrels blows up, the fire left on the ground from it will hurt you for a couple seconds. So this guy's identical. These guys are identical to the regular Dreglings, except they have they're more dangerous because they have fire damage on their attacks, but their moveset's the same. You come out here, we're overlooking the approach to this section. There's the Archstone, giant gate, and there's nothing out here for you except that there are these chains. And I highly encourage you to use photo mode however much you want to you know, look around. It's a little hacky to do because you couldn't do this in any other of the Souls games, but it's useful, and it's the only thing that pauses the game. And there's never been a pause button in a Souls game before, which is pretty cool. But we can see that there are some corpses hanging from these chains, and we want what they have, so you can just break those chains, and we can get those later. Well, very soon, actually. Let's keep making our way down. Gonna have to deal with some more of these assholes. If you have a firebomb that you want to spare, you can throw it at the barrels in the corner and kill a couple of them easy, but I recommend that you save all the firebombs for the boss. He fell down and I missed. So he was running, so my spell flew past him. There we go. Alright. So if you come down here, we're going to get our first shortcut and one of the most important rings in the game. It's actually kind of funny. I'd say the 2 best rings in the game are both found here. Like, not even I'd say, like, just widely considered to be the 2 best rings in the game are both found in this first level. But here we get the Cling Ring. The Cling Ring, less HP reduction when in soul form. Currently we have half HP. Now we have 75% HP. Very nice to have. Very, very nice to have the Cling Ring. Especially if you're struggling with the game, you're going to be spending a lot of time in soul form. You don't want to be limited to 50%. Big improvement. And here we pick up our first example of some items that we can't wear because of our body type. See, it's grayed out because the old ragged robes are made for a type A body, aka female-esque build body. So we're just going to go ahead and send those to storage. Also, because there is no poise, you don't really need to feel compelled to wear any specific armor. Like, there is a reason to wear specific armor. Like, there are still bonuses. As you can see, resistance to physical, magic, and fire damage are still a thing. Some of them, you know, you also have resistances to, you know, bleed, poison, plague. And how much it weighs matters a lot. I think weight of armor matters more than the bonuses in this game. I mean, it's a Souls game. It really is going to come down to how well can you not get hit, right? And also how well can you hit them. So armor is, I'm not going to say optional, but I mean, it's not that big a deal when poise is removed from the equation. So now we've unlocked that shortcut. Let us head back up. And at that fog gate, I think is where I'm going to leave you because, good lord, it's already been almost 25 minutes again. How does this happen? I love this game. Where's the time going? Alright, here we are. In the very beginning of the next episode, we're going to pick up the other best ring in the game. So don't forget to join me for it. Thank you so much for joining me for this one. I'm trying to get better at this whole like YouTube thing. I kind of realized looking back that in the entirety of my Dark Souls playthrough and other stuff, I never really like encourage anybody to like the videos. I never encourage anybody to even subscribe. I never even sell out my Twitch, which is like my whole thing. Twitch is what I care most about, and I never even tell people to follow it. So go do those things if you would, please. Links are all down in the description. You know where to find stuff on YouTube. This site's been around for a long ass time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in part 3.